Today, I am going to tell you a story that will surprise you. It is about a French student who tried to embarrass President Ibrahim Traoré during a speech. What happened next will shock you. Listen carefully, because this story is not just about pride and respect, but also about learning and change. The story starts at a big university in Burkina Faso. The sun is shining, and the campus is full of students. Everyone is excited because President Ibrahim Traoré is coming to speak. Students from many countries are there. Some are from Africa, some from Europe, some from Asia. They all want to hear what the president will say. In the middle of the crowd is Pierre, a student from France. Pierre is smart, but he is also very proud. He thinks he knows everything. He looks around and whispers to his friend, "Why are we here? What can this president teach us? France is better than Africa." His friend tells him to be quiet, but Pierre just laughs. He does not respect the people around him. He thinks he is the smartest person in the room. The hall is full. Everyone is waiting. Suddenly, President Traoré walks in. He is calm and confident. He smiles at the students and starts his speech. He talks about the future of Africa. He talks about working together, about hope, and about respect. He shares a story from his childhood. He says, "My grandmother always told me, listen before you speak. Respect everyone, no matter where they come from." The students listen. Some nod their heads. But Pierre is not interested. He rolls his eyes and sighs loudly. He thinks, these are just old stories. They do not matter. Then, something happens. Pierre stands up. He does not wait for the president to finish. He speaks loudly so everyone can hear. He says, "Mr. President, you talk about progress, but what has Africa really done? Why should we listen to you? In France, we have technology, money, and power. Africa is always behind." The room goes silent. Everyone looks at Pierre. Some students are angry, some are shocked. But President Traoré does not get angry. He smiles and says, "Thank you for your question. But let me ask you, what is real progress? Is it only about money and technology, or is it something more?" Pierre answers quickly, "Progress is about having the best things. It is about being first. Africa is not first." The president nods. He says, "Let's have a challenge. If you can answer my riddle, I will say you are right. But if you cannot, you must listen to my story." Pierre laughs. He thinks riddles are easy. He says, "Okay, I accept." President Traoré looks at Pierre and says, "Here is my riddle. I am not alive, but I grow. I do not have lungs, but I need air. I do not have a mouth, but water kills me. What am I?" Pierre frowns. He thinks hard. He looks at his friend. He cannot find the answer. The room is very quiet. Everyone is waiting. After a long time, Pierre says, "I do not know. What is the answer?" The president smiles and says, "The answer is fire. Fire is not alive, but it grows. It needs air, but water kills it." The students clap. Some cheer. Pierre sits down, embarrassed. But President Traoré is kind. He says, "Do not feel bad. Many people do not know the answer, but this riddle teaches us something important. Wisdom is like fire. It grows when you feed it, but pride can kill it, just like water kills fire. In Africa, we have many stories and riddles. They teach us to be humble, to listen, and to learn from others." The president continues, "When I was a boy, my grandmother told me, if you want to go fast, go alone. If you want to go far, go together. In Africa, we believe in community. We help each other. We learn from the past. Progress is not just about what you have. It is about what you understand. It is about respect, about learning from everyone, no matter where they come from." Pierre listens. He feels something change inside him. He remembers how he always wanted to be first, to be the best. But now he sees that there is more to life than being first. After the speech, many students go to talk to President Traoré. They ask questions. They share their own stories. Pierre waits until the end. He goes to the president and says, "Thank you, Mr. President. Today, I learned something new. I learned that I do not know everything. I want to learn more." President Traoré smiles and says, "That is the first step to real progress. When you are ready to listen, you are ready to grow." From that day, Pierre changes. He listens more. He asks questions. He makes friends from Africa and other countries. He learns about African history, music, and food. He learns that every place has something special. He tells his friends in France about what he learned. He says, "Africa is not behind. Africa is different, and there is much to learn here." But the story does not end there. The next day, Pierre wakes up early. He cannot stop thinking about the president's words. He decides to explore the city. He walks through the busy streets of Ouagadougou, hearing the sounds of people selling fruit, children laughing, and music playing from radios. He sees women carrying baskets on their heads, men fixing bicycles, and old people sitting under trees telling stories. Pierre feels something new. He feels curious. He stops at a small cafe and orders tea. The owner, an old man with a wide smile, asks Pierre where he is from. Pierre says, "I am from France." The old man nods and says, "Welcome, my friend. In Africa, a stranger is just a friend you have not met yet." Pierre smiles. He listens as the old man tells him about the city, about the history of Burkina Faso, about the times when people had to fight for freedom. Pierre is surprised. He did not know these stories. He realizes that there is so much he does not know. Later, Pierre visits the university library. He finds books about African leaders, about great kingdoms like Mali and Songhai, about scientists and inventors from Africa. He reads about Thomas Sankara, about the wisdom of Nelson Mandela, about the bravery of Yasantawa. Pierre feels respect growing inside him. He thinks, "Why did I never learn these things in France?" That afternoon, Pierre joins a group of students playing drums under a big tree. The music is fast and full of life. One student, Awa, invites Pierre to try. At first, he is shy, but soon he is laughing and drumming with everyone. The rhythm is strong. The group sings together, and Pierre feels like he is part of something bigger. He learns that music is not just for fun. It is a way to share stories, to remember the past, to bring people together. The days pass quickly. Pierre visits a village outside the city with his new friends. The village is small, but the people are friendly. They welcome Pierre with food and smiles. An old woman, Mama Cuddy, tells a story by the fire at night. She says, "Long ago, a proud lion thought he was the king of the world. But one day, a small bird showed him that even the smallest voice can teach the biggest lesson." Pierre listens closely. He understands that the story is about him. The next morning, Pierre helps the villagers fetch water from the well. He learns how hard it is to carry heavy buckets. He sees how everyone works together, sharing the load, laughing and singing as they walk. Pierre feels tired but happy. He realizes that in this village, everyone is important. No one is left behind. Back at the university, Pierre joins a debate club. The topic is what is true progress. Students from many countries share their ideas. Some say progress is about technology. Others say it is about peace. Pierre stands up and says, "I used to think progress was about being first. Now I see it is about learning from each other. It is about respect, about working together." The room is quiet. Then, students clap. Some nod. Pierre feels proud, but not the old kind of pride. This is a new feeling, a pride that comes from understanding. One evening, Pierre is invited to a family dinner by his friend Awa. The house is full of laughter and the smell of spicy food. Awa's father asks Pierre about his life in France. Pierre shares his story, but he also listens to the family's stories. He learns about their dreams, their struggles, their hopes for the future. He sees that families everywhere want the same things: happiness, safety, and love. As the weeks go by, Pierre writes letters to his parents in France. He tells them about his experiences, about the people he has met, about the lessons he has learned. He writes, "Africa is not what I thought. It is full of life, of wisdom, of kindness. I am learning every day." His parents are surprised. They write back, asking questions, wanting to know more. One day, Pierre is asked to give a speech at the university. He stands on the same stage where he once challenged President Traoré. The hall is full. Pierre takes a deep breath and begins. "When I first came here, I thought I knew everything. I was wrong. I have learned that wisdom is everywhere. I have learned that progress is not about being first, but about growing together. I thank President Traoré for teaching me this lesson." The students clap. Some stand up. Pierre feels grateful. After the speech, President Traoré meets Pierre. He says, "You have changed, my friend. You have learned the true meaning of progress." Pierre smiles. "Thank you, Mr. President. I will never forget your lesson." The story of Pierre and President Traoré spreads across the country. Newspapers write about it. People talk about it in markets and schools. The story becomes a symbol of respect, of learning, of hope. It reminds everyone that wisdom can come from anyone, anywhere. Years later, Pierre returns to Burkina Faso. He is now a teacher. He tells his students the story of the day he tried to challenge President Traoré and how he learned a lesson he will never forget. He says, "Never think you know everything. Always be ready to listen. Wisdom can come from anyone, anywhere." His students listen carefully. They remember the story, they tell it to their friends, and so, the lesson continues, from one generation to the next. This story shows us that sometimes, the most important lessons come when we least expect them. It shows us that wisdom is not about where you are from, but about how open your heart is. It shows us that respect and humility are more important than pride, and it reminds us that every person, no matter where they come from, has something to teach us. So, the next time you meet someone different from you, remember the story of Pierre and President Traoré, remember the riddle of the fire, and remember that true progress begins with listening and learning, not with pride. Thank you for listening to this story. If you enjoyed it, please subscribe to our channel. We share more stories like this every day. Your support helps us bring you more amazing tales from Africa and around the world. Don't forget to like, comment, and share this video with your friends. See you in the next story.